everyone, and welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail with all the necessary and appropriate backlash. On one side of the table, we have Chump Slap.
At least he died doing what he loved, beating off in a tool shed.
The other side of the table is Dr. Syintist.
I'm too scared to find my pockets, so I'll just take off my pants and give those to you.
My name is Poppascotch, and as I always say, I'm not human? Then how do you explain this? It's been 1 week since you looked at me, cocked your head to the side and said I'm angry. 5 days since you laughed at me. I know the whole fucking song. Welcome to Plotty Time.
That one egg was 40 eggs?
That's a big fucking pile of garbage.
I'm the farting demon in this relationship.
I'd be an awesome rich person.
You're both just an embarrassment.
God, I'm awesome.
We're talking Tom Hanks and his vehicle.
Yeah, I had my finger in my mouth waiting for you to finish.
You gotta get 4 balls or something?
Dick piercings?
No, you know damn well I'm fucking that demon.
It's still sexy. How could that be close and not be
Yeah,
right?
just kill some random dude.
If you want cheese, you get a milk.
You're waiting for Pete.
No, I can hang on it. It sucked. Boners.
Welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast that had the worst fucking air travel experience of their fucking life yesterday.
Tell me about it, man. Jeez.
No, I can't. I don't think that happened.
Dude, I was coming back from Barcelona because of a work trip.
Barcelona.
Barcelona. You have to say it that way or they yell at you.
Uh-huh.
But guys, just side note real quick. We are so behind on the ham game to Spain. They're doing things with pigs over there. It's amazing. I was in the grocery store. They were just selling like whole fucking legs of pig. Like cured. It was amazing. But anyway.
You didn't bring any back?
That's illegal. They don't let you.
If you're a coward.
You could hide it through customs.
Yeah.
They had a little beagle that was going around sniffing people's luggage in the baggage area. But anyway,
I don't know if that's
it's an 8-hour flight.
Or...
I landed at 2:50 p.m. Like wheels hit the tarmac at 2:50 local time.
It must have been like 95 degrees out.
It was super fucking hot. Like the pilot was like, we made it just before the storms. And everyone's like, oh, fucking sweet. He's like, all right, we're sitting here and the ramp is broken and we can't get to the terminal until the ramp is fixed. Meanwhile, everyone's like, what fucking ramp is he talking about? It's like the gate ramp thing. Like go to a different gate. You have like 100 of them. Go to a different one. So we're sitting there waiting and then they're like, oh, we don't know when it's going to be fixed. And then they're like, we think it's fixed, but now we can't move because there's a storm in the distance and there's lightning. And every time the lightning strikes, we have to like start the counter at 10 minutes and we have to wait till that goes out before we can move.
Yeah, that's sensible.
Lovely.
So there were 20 planes parked on the tarmac, just in a line, waiting to go back to the terminal. We were there for 3 fucking hours.
Wow.
Just sitting there. We arrived at 2:50 and I got back in my house like 7:30. It was a goddamn nightmare. It usually takes like an hour, maybe, from when I land to when I get home.
Did you have to poop?
No, thank God.
You should have just said, well, I guess I'm doing it here. And got up.
It got to the point where everyone was so fucking agitated. Like, it's like everybody knows there's nothing you can do about it, right?
Yeah.
You just sit there. So people were, they were making the best of it. They were actually being a lot calmer than I was being internally.
Calmer than you are.
Way calmer than I was. I almost punched an elderly woman in the face.
She probably deserved it.
She, like, her and her husband were like across the aisle from me. And I don't know if they were both hard of hearing, but they were like screaming at each other. Not like they had a fight. Like they were just communicating while
probably do it on
screaming.
purpose just to annoy people.
I would
Probably.
So would I.
And then like their flight got canceled when they were on the tarmac because, the storms. Mm-hmm. And they were flipping out about that, their connection. And then the pilot came on the thing. He's like, hey, if people are out there worried about missing their connection, don't. Everything's canceled or grounded. So you're not missing anything.
Yeah.
Which made everyone super happy. Look, it was bad. We'll blow past it.
Didn't sound that bad. It could be a lot worse than that.
Yeah. I mean, at least we had air conditioning the whole time.
Oh, yeah. What are you complaining about?
Yeah, I don't understand what his problem was. It didn't sound that bad at all. I had to wait a little bit.
a
Little bit. It was 3 hours.
You know, long 3 hours is when you're waiting in a fucking shitty seat.
Why didn't you play Legend of Zelda?
I was too angry. I would have snapped that fucking Switch in half if I was playing Zelda. I almost snapped my phone in half twice, and I need that.
Amazing.
Fucking great. Anyway, Dr. Syintist, what are you playing, watching, doing? What's going on with you?
What am I watching, you asked? Well, I watched a documentary on Plex.
Oh, yeah?
It was called Running with Speed. It was about speed running.
Nice.
Interesting.
It's all right. It didn't... I don't know. It kind of like it's by a guy named Summoning Salt, and he does all kinds of speedrunning things on YouTube, and they're usually pretty good. But it was kind of like a more niche than like a general thing. I don't know. Yeah, if you see it, you kind of get what I'm talking about.
It was too niche, or it wasn't niche enough for you?
It was too niche within a niche that didn't need to be niched down.
Okay. For some reason, I followed you there.
Yeah.
Wow, that makes one of us.
No, he only talked about like 4 or 5 games.
Oh, okay. I got you.
And I mean, there's a whole section on like games done quick and stuff. And then there's like speed running Super Metroid or something. And it was all right. It was like 2.5 hours. It wasn't that bad.
All right.
And how speed running's taken off.
I mean, you've watched speed runs that were longer than that.
Oh, yeah. That's also some stuff I watched last week. But yeah, it's not. If you kind of like speed running or are interested in video games, it's not bad to watch.
Yeah, I watched the Symphony of the Night speed run the other day.
Oh, yeah? 200%?
No.
Oh.
It's just like 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah. When they do it with just without, you used to see when they try and get maps, like how they hit corners of map pieces to get them all. It's crazy.
Maybe I will one day.
What else did I watch? You asked.
Yes.
I watched the last voyage of the Demeter.
Oh, yeah? Was that any
Oh,
good?
how was that?
It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. It's a solid. Yeah, okay.
I mean, we all watch stuff that's right in that it's
Yeah.
okay range.
Yeah.
Once people start dying, it kind of gets a little bit ridiculous because there's only like 9 people on the boat, and you're like, well, how were they thinking of getting this Dracula to, spoiler alert, to the destination? And he's like killing people left and right. Like he would eventually just ended up in the middle of the ocean. But
Yeah, but wasn't
he was in a
coffin or something, right?
but he gets out.
Well, obviously.
All right.
But it's man, if you're like bored and you're like, I don't know what to watch, just watch that. It's all right.
Yeah, spooky season's coming up. You might want to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, it's great for spooky season. Next week,
Does it all take place on the boat?
except for the part where before they get on the boat.
Okay, gotcha. There's a
It's-
load up scene. Understood.
Neither of you played it, but it's like the game, The Return of the Obra Dinn, which you should definitely play.
Oh,
It's one of
yeah.
the greatest games ever made. Maybe.
I think you talked about it.
I did. It's a great game.
Oh, absolutely. I know I downloaded it once. I
That's
remember
just
that.
like playing it.
Yeah, I basically played it.
I basically numbed it.
What else did I watch? I finished up What We Do in the Shadows for this season.
Yeah, me too.
Great quote, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I totally loved it. The whole him turning into a vampire thing kind of annoyed me all season.
Yeah, I don't know if I finished it. I might be missing an episode or two. But
There's only 10 episodes.
I have no
And the
idea.
last one, I don't want to tell you.
Yeah. I'll just check it this week.
But it is
Yeah.
funny because you know how he's like Laszlo's running all those experiments to try and figure. Oh, never mind. I don't want to ruin it for you. I also picked up again on the new Futuramas. I watched about half of them.
I fucking always forget about that.
Dude, there's so many new things that I'm so far behind on.
Yeah.
I have them listed in here with question marks in case I watch them. And I'm like, oh, I didn't watch any of those. But I did watch some Futuramas. I don't know if it's because I only watched them once, but it's just not really Futurama to me because I love all the other episodes, like top notch.
Yeah.
These are just different. And some of the voice cast is different. Like Bender has a different voice. It kind of throws me
Really?
off. Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer.
But I mean, they're still good, but they're not top tier. Maybe if I watch them more than once and I pick up on stuff and pay attention a little bit more,
Yeah.
which is what makes all the Futuramas great.
There's always there's going to be all kinds of Easter eggs and shit in there, I bet.
Yeah, and I only watched like 5 of them out of like the 10 that are out, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I also was trying to catch up with Star Trek Strange New Worlds, the new show about Captain Pike and his voyages on the Enterprise. Not the Enterprise.
So is the Kirk show done?
Which Kirk show?
The Captain Kirk show? The
Picard.
new one?
Picard?
Picard? There it is. Sorry.
They aren't the same.
Jesus.
You blast.
Oh my
No, they're not.
God.
You're right.
God damn it, I'm off this podcast.
You're right. You're right. I made a mistake. If anyone asks, I'm drunk.
You're stuck on a plane for 3 hours.
Yeah, we just got off of a plane where I
That
just
was
sit
yesterday.
down.
I got plane brain. I'm still got jet lagged as fuck, but
Yeah.
Well, why don't you take a nap
because we're fucking doing this. What do you mean? Why don't I take a nap?
at the airport when you're on the
I
plane for
can't
3
sleep
hours?
on. I cannot
can't.
sleep on planes. Just can't.
I'd be afraid that I'd start snoring.
Oh, dude,
hope
no one's
that
gonna
I
hear
did.
you. That plane is so loud.
You sitting right next to people.
That's true, and I did hear those old people screaming at me. Just snore. Who gives a fuck? Paid for that seat. You're allowed to snore.
Yeah. And speaking of Symphony of the Night speedruns, I finished that up on my phone this week.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's once you get the Chris.
You 206%.
No, I got to the end, and there were some squares where I couldn't figure out how to trigger them on the upside down thing, and then I was like, it tells you the number of rooms you found, and I found out I was 14 short. And counting the ones that I knew where they were, I still needed to find like 12, and I was like, I ain't gonna go through them all.
That's annoying.
But yeah, it's always a good game. Play it. And finally, the last thing I played this week was a game called Paper Cut Mansion for PS4, maybe 5.
Ooh, sounds spooky.
It's kind of a roguelike where you play a guy who goes into this mysterious mansion. It's kind of cardboard art, so it kind of looks cool.
Oh, nice.
And you try and get deeper and deeper and trying to figure out. You can't really remember what's going on. You're trying to jog your memory and figure out what's going on. It's kind of fun. I just die a lot because that's what roguelikes do.
Yeah.
But yeah, a solid meh if you find it on sale so far.
Okay.
Check it out.
That's all I did, Poppascotch. What'd you play, watch, do besides sit in a plane?
Fucking plane. Besides that, I watched Cabin in the Woods again.
Oh, yeah?
It's better the second time, isn't it?
I've seen it like 7 times by now.
Only 7. I think you've said it at least 7 times on this podcast that you've watched it.
I think I've said at least 3, possibly 4.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It was
many times.
we're trying to finish the movie bowl before spooky season. We're still in last year's spooky season movie bowl. Then we pulled that, and well, I mean, I don't need to go into it more. We've talked about it. It's a great movie. Check it out if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I just watched it this week too. I think it just popped up on Amazon.
It's that time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pull them all out of the woodwork. And another movie that I've seen several times, we rewatched Oculus again because it was another movie bowl.
I've still never seen that.
I think it's good for what it is.
Which one's that?
Is that the one with
Karen Gillian.
Karen Gillian? Yeah, I was going to say the Doctor Who.
Oh, no, I was thinking the other guy.
Katie Sackhoff? That's
No,
what
there's
you're
one called
thinking
like Mirrors or something.
of. Oh, that's completely different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Oculus is the one with the mirror that drains the life out of things.
Right.
I'd recently watched and talked about the short film the movie was based on.
Oh, yeah?
I forget what it was called. Oculus something or other. I don't know. Go back and listen to that episode.
Sounds vaguely familiar.
It was like a month ago. But if you haven't seen it, spooky season's coming up. Check out Oculus. It is at the very least, it's freaky. It's like a freaky ghost story thing. Check it out.
Yeah.
And then I watched for the first time in my life, I don't recall ever seeing this movie before, Exorcist 3.
Okay, yeah.
Have you guys seen this movie?
No, I stopped after the first one.
I've only ever seen the first one.
It's basically a detective investigating an exorcism, and he like interviews the dude from the first Exorcist movie that like jumped down the stairs and died. Apparently he didn't die.
Okay.
And the demon was inside him. It was the main guy who plays a detective was really great, but outside of that, it wasn't the best movie in the world. It's one of those movies where it's gotten an appreciation over the years, but I was still like, I'm just gonna watch the first Exorcist again.
Yeah, right.
It's by far the best one. But check it out if you need more spooky season recommendations and you've seen everything else. Also rewatched Day of the Dead, which I haven't seen in a long time.
That's the second one?
The third one. Not the mall. The one where they're in like the bunker.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that either.
It has Bub the zombie and he's like learning stuff. And Dr. Frankenstein.
Yeah, it's not good.
I love it. I think it's amazing, but I understand if someone's like, this wasn't good. I'm like, I guess.
Yeah.
It's definitely a Poppascotch.
Yeah.
It's one of the George Romero trilogy. I mean, it's cemented its place, its legacy. And some people are trying to argue that that's the best one out of the 3. I'm like, go fuck yourself. Come on.
You're on the wrong fucking message boards, man.
Yeah.
I must be. I must be.
What do you want? r/I love Day of the Dead?
Yeah, mostly just there. That's where I spend most of my time. It's the only place the racists haven't found yet.
Oh, no. Let's hope they don't.
And then last movie I watched, have you guys seen Skidamarink?
No.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah. It's supposed to be like creepy.
It's very atmospheric. It's very much it's an art film. I'll tell you that right now.
I very feel like I've seen a preview for it.
It wants to be Eraserhead.
It came out of nowhere. It was made for like $10,000, which is very clear. But I mean, there's a story in there, but it's super hard to follow. And I had to watch like several YouTube videos to figure out what the fuck was going on. And then I figured out what was I learned what was going on. And then I was still like, I mean, it's good, but I never want to watch it ever again.
Yeah.
It's like it tells a story, but it's almost like 2 hours long. And there are shots of like the top corner of a room and like a TV on.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear the cartoon that's playing on the TV, and it just fucking sits there on the corner of the room for like 8 straight minutes.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
It was a tough watch. I'm glad I watched it, but I don't need to watch it again.
That's out
you
of
didn't
the
sell
way.
it.
Put it in the bowl for next year.
If I ever go to his house, I'm going to throw something in the bowl.
I mean, if you're into experimental film, check it out. It's creepy. But if you're not, and you have no idea what I'm talking about, you're probably not going to like this.
Fair.
And then what I play, you asked, started getting into Elden Ring a little bit.
Oh,
Did you get past the tutorial?
Yes.
Wow.
So,
are you sure?
Yeah, he definitely did
Yes.
last time.
Oh, I thought he was still in the tutorial.
Well, he said he went outside. You can skip it, technically.
well, so I got outside, didn't know what to do, kept dying. So I was like,
That's Elden Ring.
I was like, I don't have all day to do this. So I searched YouTube and I found a video that I forget who did it. I'm paraphrasing here, but it was like how to get OP right away. Not like OP for your entire run through the game, but
Just
how to get
start in that
overpowered.
area.
Yeah, for like the first section of the game. So and it was like how to get OP and get a bunch of cool shit without ever like fighting anybody.
Okay.
So I learned how to do that. I got like
Learn how to
one
run
of
away
those-
from enemies.
Yeah. Or follow the YouTube video on how to do things and get.
really great at running away from stuff. But I got like some swords and some armor, and I got one of those things where you send ghosts at people.
Summons.
The summons. I got a summons that was like 3 wolves that really fuck people up,
Oh, nice. Nice.
and I upgraded them like 5 or 6.
Good stuff.
So they just rip shit up, and I'm like running away and hiding and drinking a go juice to get my health up. That's what I call it. Whatever the red flask is that gives me health.
I don't remember what they call it in that.
It's Estus. It always is Estus.
Is it us? I don't know if it is.
Well, no, it means the same
Well,
thing.
it's the same thing, but yeah.
I mean, so I did that, and I got the mechanics of the game. I was starting to figure it out, and then I started doing the story, and I did what would be the equivalent of like, I guess, a level or like to move through the story.
Did you get to the castle, the first castle?
No, I didn't get there yet. I fought like the first boss. It's not even like the first boss. It's just like a slightly tougher enemy.
Okay.
And then I fought him, and you can actually like, there's something in that area where you could hit it, and like someone else will come and fight with you.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was like a baby's intro into how to fight bigger enemies.
Right.
And I beat that guy, which wasn't easy. And then I kept going through the castle. Then I got to another boss and couldn't beat it. So I went and got a bunch of weapons.
Yeah.
You
that's
should
fair.
definitely be doing this on Twitch.
I know, right?
But it's just going to be me swearing.
Did you ever try any of the dungeons and stuff that are the little dungeons around? There's just like
No, I don't really know what the dungeons are. I mean, I've run into a couple of the dungeons, but every time I get into a dungeon, there's these weird frog dudes in it, and they kick my ass like right away.
yeah, okay. Yeah,
Well,
those
like-
are dungeons.
One frog dude I can take care of, but then 2 show up. I'm like, oh God. And then that's the end of it. That's the end of it. And then, yeah, so after I got past that part and got the OP thing, I'm like, fuck, what do I do now? And then I started doing the castle, didn't go well. And then I decided, well, why not just run around and unlock the map?
Yeah, there you go.
So I started doing that. And I don't know how big the map is. It seems pretty big, but I got a good chunk out.
Nice.
And that's where I'm at right now. I'm going to go back to it. I'm definitely not giving up on it after I got all the cool shit to finally like do something. But yeah, I'm working on it.
Right on.
But that is all I did and played. How about you, Sir Chump Slap? What are you playing, watching, doing over there? What's going on?
Well, thanks for asking.
Of course.
Played a little more Salt and Sacrifice.
Okay. That's the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we ask every time, but
Yeah, I just unlocked the Elder Cops.
Those,
The 5th portal.
yeah.
how many are there?
I don't know. Assume there's 5, maybe more.
You can always go back and fight other things too.
Yeah.
You have to at some point.
Yeah, I got really annoyed with the one mage that's like invisible, and he summons like invisible guys.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
Fuck, he's
That prick.
such an asshole. I have to go back and kill him now.
Yeah, there were points where I just left the world and went and killed easier things on the other world before I came back.
Yeah. I was like, I need to fucking upgrade my weapon too, but don't get me started. I don't know where to find that shit.
You just gotta farm the bosses.
Yeah, I know exactly. It's a pain in the balls.
So trying to tie in the Elden Ring thing here. Is it normal to get to a point where you're like really conflicted and you're like, do I not have good enough stuff or do I just suck at this game?
Yeah. That's
that always happens.
all the time.
Okay. So that's a very common feeling. Understood.
Because it's like,
Get good.
yeah, it's like I have good enough stuff, but I don't know. I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. You got to find some new way. I don't know.
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't keep doing the same thing over and over.
Well, it usually works for me. Eventually. But yeah, that's all I'm doing. Just kicking away at Salt and Sack.
Salt and sack.
Word.
Yeah, I watched a couple movies, though. You guys want to hear about these?
Sure.
Sure. What do you got?
I watched Suicide Kings with
With the Christopher Walken?
yeah,
It's a great movie.
I know, right? Jay Moore, Dennis Leary.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Is that the one where they like kidnap Walken?
Yeah. They kidnap Walken to get
Here's your busket.
money or something.
Yeah, and Dennis Leary works for him and tries to save him or whatever.
Yeah, he's got Stingray leather boots.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. And they knock out Santa Claus in it.
It's a fucking good movie. Go check it out.
You
It's
can't
been
hear me.
so
I'm
long.
Santa Claus.
That's the ref. You're
Oh,
thinking.
is it the ref? Well, same thing.
Same thing. Nice.
But yeah, it's a good movie, man.
I haven't seen that in a long time. I should watch that.
Yeah.
Gonna write it down.
It's a 90s one, right?
Gonna add it
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Gonna add to a list of movies that I should watch and never do.
Exactly. And then I watched Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
Oh yeah, what'd you think?
I mean, it was fine
Yeah,
for just
it is.
regular fantasy, happy shit movie, you know. Well, not shit, happy good times. If you're into that kind of thing.
So did it need to be called like a Dungeons and Dragons? Does it gain anything from that other than like brand
people
awareness?
see it because it's Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Well,
they might
right,
have
but-
people named in it too. I don't know.
Places are named.
Yeah, some enemies.
I mean,
or
it could
whatever.
have been any random fantasy thing, but people probably wouldn't have watched it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my question. Like, is it, how do I put this? Does it distinguish itself enough from the Dungeons and Dragons world where it could have been just any fantasy realm if they just renamed shit?
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
you could
it's
change
it's
any movie
exactly
to
that.
anything else if you just rename them.
I mean, you could have renamed shit to
Oh,
make
sure.
it fucking Lord of the Rings if you wanted, you know.
You could turn Lord of the Rings into Star Wars if you want.
Man, that'd be cool.
Dude, that'd be
Surprised they
so-
haven't thought of that yet.
right?
Yeah, just turn Middle Earth into Hathor, and
I guess.
yeah, elves to the Force, and it fucking works.
But yeah, I
Elves
mean, it
to
was
the
all right.
Force.
If you want to watch it, it was like 2 hours,
Yeah,
2.5. I don't fucking know. It's pretty long. But it was
Okay.
all right. But then I watched a little slappy movie,
Oh,
little movie by Quentin Dupieux. I don't know how to pronounce it. I've only ever read it.
it's Tarantino, is how you say it.
No, Dupieux, the guy who did
Dupieux?
Rubber.
no, he's better than
Oh,
Tarantino.
nice.
And Rubber sucked.
Yeah, you can keep saying that. It's not going to change my opinion. But it's called Smoking Causes Coughing.
Smoking causes coughing.
Yeah. Well, it's a French movie because of Dupieux.
Because he's French?
Yeah. And it's about the tobacco force. The tobacco force. It's like these 5 Power Ranger type people.
I was going to ask. That was exactly what I was going to ask.
Yeah, it's like nicotine, ammonia, benzene, and stuff. And they just, when they join forces, it just causes smoke, and then the thing dies of cancer or explodes or whatever.
What the fuck is this?
And they have like a weird rat puppet leader guy. I don't know. It's fucking super weird.
Sounds slappy.
Yeah. And then in the middle, there's one part where they just tell a campfire story, which takes a good 20 minutes. And then there's another one where there's a barracuda that tells them a story that never finishes because it dies by the time the story's over. It's fucking just wacky, weird shit, you know? If you like that guy and his crazy movies, you'll
He
like
did
this.
Rubber. He did something called Deer Skin.
Yeah, he did Wrong Cops.
Rom cops?
Wrong.
Oh, rom cops would have been great.
It would have
Like
been.
Incorrect Cops.
No, I was thinking of like romance cops.
Oh,
Yeah, like a rom
Not
com.
like a rom com, but it's a rom cop.
how has someone not made that yet? It's right there.
Yeah, it is.
Delete this. We can
No. This is it. I just emailed myself.
Okay, it's ours now. Good. Well, glad we figured that out.
But
Who
yeah,
needs to hire a lawyer, right?
right? But
Allegedly.
go check out this wacky fucking movie if you're into that shit. Well, if you like anything about slappers.
You should know what slappers are by now.
Yeah.
And you should know if you're on board or not with a slapper recommendation.
Exactly. So go check it out. And that's all I did this week.
All right. Well, if we got nothing else, let's go ahead and move into the Plotty Time vibe check.
Is that the vibe we're going with?
Ooh. What's this vibe?
It's definitely like Patrick Swayze movie vibe.
I was thinking
Pretty
like
sexy, right?
I was thinking like scene change of Twin Peaks or something.
yeah, that works.
I was thinking about making that just like 2 fucking minutes and just letting it play. But anyway, the Plotty Time vibe check. Do you hear about this bullshit where Sony's raising the PlayStation Plus prices by up to $40 a year?
You're paid up for like the next 20 years. What does it matter?
Doesn't matter. This is for people who aren't rich.
I think I'm up to the old PlayStation Plus premium tier, which would give you the PlayStation Plus like classic streaming. They give you more timed stuff, and the whole whatever. The original yearly price was $129. It's going to be $160. I bought another year, and I was going to buy yet another year, and they wouldn't let me at the old price.
Yeah, I only bought 1 year right before the price went up, and then I'm like, well, next year I'll just change it to the $70 one or whatever, or just cancel it altogether.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely use it, but
I don't play online.
It's like $15 a month, so it's not like
yeah, it's not crazy.
Yeah,
that's if you get the most, but I get the cheapest one.
Yeah, I'll get the cheapest one. It's like fucking $6.
Because I'm trying to think, like, what have I played off of it? And I think the only thing would be like Shadow Warrior 2, maybe.
Yeah, I did play a lot of free games.
Yeah, I might do that for a month to play like Spider-Man or something when if I ever buy a PlayStation 5.
Right.
I might as well wait for a 6 now.
For real. 5 Slim.
Coming up on end of year 3 with the PlayStation 5 now.
Damn.
It's like halfway through the life cycle.
Yeah, for real.
That's what I mean. Might as well wait.
Yeah, that's crazy to think it's halfway through the life cycle already. But it came out in the pandemic, 2020, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's bullshit. I don't like it.
No, me neither.
I think it's a lot, right? Like, usually if they upgrade Hulu or Netflix or something, well, not upgrade, if they make it more expensive, they're like, it's going up by $1.
Yeah. It's going up by 40%.
Yeah,
Well,
that's high.
It's only like $2.
It's 40%.
Well, 40% of what? What's Hulu? $9 a month?
It's really funny that you frame it like that because you're absolutely right. It's going up like $2 a month, which is a little higher than you're used to. But I think Netflix has done a higher jump.
Oh, yeah.
But since it's crazy, I'm like $12. It's going from $10 to $12 a month. It's fine. I pay for it.
It's going down. We got $25 in a year? Get out of here.
$16? Fuck you. That's weird. It's weird when you frame it the yearly price. All of a sudden, it seems crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
But speaking of prices and stuff, did you hear that $300,000 in stolen Magic the Gathering cards were returned?
Oh,
No.
yeah? I didn't even know they were stolen.
It was right before 2023's annual board game convention, Gen Con.
Okay.
Like a whole pallet of Magic cards were stolen, around $300,000 worth.
Damn.
Probably collector's boxes.
Yeah, I believe we discussed it on the thing, but they caught the guys who did it, who they were taken from the floor of the Indiana Convention Center and were brought to a parking garage where they were stashed before ending up in New York City.
A parking garage?
You gotta stash it somewhere.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I guess the people that are supposedly did it, allegedly, or are people of interest, were 2 guys who designed the board game Castle Assault.
Never heard
So they
of
were
it.
just like another person there as a vendor. They saw an opportunity to steal Magic cards and they did it.
Dude, it's stealing a
Like-
pallet?
Yeah, like a whole pallet. They have like security footage of them leaving the building with it.
Yeah,
Especially from, like,
Of course, there's security footage, idiots.
Yeah, it's a con.
What if
Yeah.
someone stole a pallet of your shitty game?
Damn, roasted them.
Unless they're listeners, then your game's awesome.
They've been returned following assistance from the New York State Police, and they're expected to be used as evidence.
I'd hope so.
Yeah. But they got returned, so I guess that's good. But also in other news, do you remember talking about Embracer Group and how they were going to shut down Volition, which is the studio that made Saints Row?
I remember something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, now it is the studio Volition is officially closed. So the studio behind Red Faction series and the Saints Row series, and a bunch of other games that they also made, they're done. They're all shuttered up.
So they sell off Saints Row and everything?
I don't know, because the Embracer Group is the owner. It's like Microsoft or ZeniMax owning Bethesda. And then they shut down Volition, but the higher company, the Embracer Group, still owns the rights to those games. So it doesn't necessarily mean that we'll never see another game again.
Yeah.
It just means that studio's closed and the rights went to them.
Right.
But they did that original. Do you remember the game Descent?
I remember the movie.
Well,
I kind of remember the game.
It was from the 90s. It was like 93 it came out.
No.
Early PC game. But they made that.
No. Okay.
No, not a lot of big Volition guys. That's cool. So we can move on. We can move on. That's fine. And then do you guys remember me talking about, I think this might have been 2 years ago now, but we talked about how there's going to be a remake of Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah.
It looks like it's finally happening and going to come to the PlayStation 5.
Oh, yeah.
Any Beyond Good and Evil fans here?
Beyond Good and Evil. I don't fucking
I played part of it. I don't know. I couldn't really get into it.
I know it's like a fan favorite, but I haven't even played it either.
It's
We
like-
didn't do it, did we?
No, I doubt it's probably like an hour and 15 minutes long. You guys won't pick a movie that long.
I know, right?
You watch your mouth.
It was originally launched in 2003 and then was ported to the PlayStation 3 in 2011. Several years ago, a sequel was announced, but it has seemingly failed to get off the ground because the series creator, Michel Ancel, left the publisher in 2020. No one said the follow-up was canceled, but no one said they're making it, and that was almost 3 years ago. So whatever, the original one's coming to the store.
Oh, all right. Sweet. Maybe I'll play it now.
Okay, the news isn't really hitting today, but luckily I got a banger to finish this up because we got more Taco Bell news.
Ooh.
Taco Bell, they did what they normally do. They created a new product and they're putting it in a test market somewhere. This time it's in Southern California.
It's always
always
Southern California.
California.
It's not somewhere. It's always Southern California.
Okay, let's not get mad at Poppascotch
bad.
about
I am
it.
mad because, come on, you're smarter than this.
Well, I know that Columbus, Ohio is a really big test market too.
Oh.
All right,
Yeah,
fuck me.
you never mentioned that one.
All right, anyway, do you want to know what the product is?
Yeah. Shoot it.
It is the Mountain Dew Baja Blast Gelato.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I mean, I kind of want one, obviously.
If you like Baja Blast, but I don't like Mountain Dew, so
Yeah,
No.
but it's gelato.
Rita's is right there.
I used to fuck up Baja Blast. I haven't had it in a while, but it was. I remember reading like you can make it at home. It's like 2 parts Mountain Dew and 1 part Powerade.
Oh, that
That's
makes
all it is
sense.
because they're both owned by the same company.
Yeah.
That's why they're all in that machine together.
So everyone's freaking out like, how come they don't? And I think they finally sell it in stores. I can go to my local store and get Baja Blast.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe it's seasonal.
I think they
don't
make an alcoholic version now, too.
I saw that they had like hard Mountain Dew as a thing.
Yeah. It's wild.
And Mountain Dew's garbage.
First of all, can't believe it took this long.
No.
It's like the worst soda.
It's no Fresca.
No.
They make hard Fresca, too.
I remember like I love Mountain Dew, but it's a thing where I have it like once a year because it's so sugary.
Yeah. Just makes your teeth rot in your mouth.
Yeah, like my teeth hurt. I think I'm done. I don't need another one of these for a while.
Exactly.
But for a second, you're like, oh man, that's good. Yeah, so that's all I got for the Plotty Time vibe check.
That's the vibe you know. That's the vibe you get.
All right, so how about we get into the game here? How about it?
What game is it?
Yeah, what is this?
This week, we are talking about the EA Sports Classic Fight Night Champion.
Oh, classic.
Oh, yeah. When was this released?
It was released March 1st, 2011. Number 1 song in the country. Do you guys have any guesses?
March
2011.
1st, 2011. Beyonce.
No, what's that?
No, it's not Beyonce. Sorry.
Adele.
Wasn't there like the famous
Nope.
YouTube singer?
Rebecca Black.
Yeah. Friday
nope.
or whatever.
That was before 91.
Was it?
2001.
I have no fucking idea what goes on when, dude.
Well, yeah, you guys aren't getting it, so let's give a call to
we were having a
Texas
different
Pete.
conversation.
No, wait, what?
Who are you calling today? Christopher Walken?
Texas Pete.
No, I don't know who that is.
He's got to sound better than Barney Rubble. What's up, Texas Pete?
Wow, thanks, Texas Pete. Let's just. I feel like this bit's gonna get old real fast. Let's move past
I don't
this,
think
and how
so.
about you just go ahead and
Is that
sing us the song?
The
Texas
hot
Pete.
sauce magnate?
Thanks, Texas Pete. Can you sing the song, please?
You got it. Here we go. I'm beautiful in my way, 'cause God makes no mistakes. I'm on the right track, baby. I was born this way.
Born
Don't
this
hide
way.
yourself in regret. Just love yourself and you're set. I'm on the right track,
Madonna?
baby. I was born this
I don't remember
way.
who sings
I
it.
know who it is.
I can
was
picture it in my head. Madonna, Born This Way.
No, it's that lady
Correct song.
who wore
wrong singer.
She wore the meat suit. The
She
meat
wore the
dress.
meat
Oh, Lady Gaga.
Yes.
Lady Gaga is correct. Thanks, Texas Pete. You
I knew
can
who it
go
was,
ahead
but
and
I
hang
couldn't.
up.
I could only think of Madonna.
Yeah.
You know who you should call next week?
Who's that?
Brad Pitt
Who?
from Snatch.
Brad Pitt from Snatch. Well, we might. Let's see what's going on for next week. I don't know. We'll see if I can get his number.
All right.
Fair enough.
Number one movie in the country, March 1st, 2011. I don't think you guys are going to get this.
Give us the line.
The tagline is, okay, I looked for the tagline. I looked real hard. There's only one I could find, and it's not very helpful.
Okay.
Tagline is, from the director of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean 3, Dead Man's Chest.
It's as good a guess as any, considering how many clues you got.
All right. 2011. Little Nemo 2, Dory's Adventure.
Close, but no, it's not it. I'll
don't
go
know
ahead
if
and read
that's
you
a
the
movie.
synopsis. You guys go ahead and yell it out.
All right.
Fast and
A
Furious 2.
chameleon. A chameleon who has lived as a sheltered family pet finds himself in the grip of an identity crisis. He wonders how to stand out when it is nature
picture it.
to blend in.
It's animated.
I have
When
no
he
idea
accidentally winds up in a frontier town called Dirt, he takes his first step on a transformational journey as the town's new sheriff.
I kind of can picture it. But
Yeah, I have no idea what the name is. So
I think it's gonna be one of those when you hear the name, you're gonna be like, "Oh fuck, really?"
yeah. What's it begin with? What's the letter?
R.
Ringo's Revenge.
You're so close.
It's Ringo.
It's Ringo, but I can't remember.
No, so close.
Rango.
Rango is correct. Yes, we got there.
Rungo.
Rungo. There's another Rongo. Rango? Okay, Rango. Film classic. Johnny Depp playing his character from fucking Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, but he's a gecko.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's good to know.
And then this day in history, March 1st, 1692, we're going back to. Sarah Good, Sarah Osborne, and Tabua arrested for witchcraft in Salem, Massachusetts.
Oh, wow.
Start of a really, really cool time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, 1600s were wild, man.
Do you ever notice how in school, like when we were growing up as little kids, they're like, and Columbus came in 1492, and you're like, oh, cool.
And it
Okay.
skips like
okay.
1760.
Yeah, and then like, and then anyway, so America started in 1770. Like, wait. What about this 300 years before?
We don't
Like,
have
in
time. We got to
between?
talk about the French and Indian War.
Well, we covered Columbus.
What happened in between? We had a lot of settlements fail and a lot of people died of cold. Any hoodles. So this game was released for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, developed by EA Canada and published by EA Sports. It is a single-player boxing simulation with a story attached to it.
Box him.
Oh, you can't even play multiplayer online? Nothing?
You can play multiplayer online. You can play like single fight stuff, but the game, from what I read, was built around the single player experience.
Oh, okay. That's
All
right.
right, if you say so.
Kind of like a Mike Tyson Punch Out.
Exactly. And I thought it was a very interesting thing here. Two things I find is very interesting because there was recently an article that came out that the new UFC game, like UFC 5 or whatever EA Sports is doing now, the article said it was the first mature EA Sports game, but that's not the case because this was.
Oh.
Yeah, how
It
could you
earned
get
a
much
mature
more mature?
rating.
Yeah, really?
They drop a bunch of F-bombs and there's blood and stuff and
Yeah.
there's
But I mean, like this, they just don't want people to remember this game existed. That's why you can't download it.
maybe
True.
they're trying to erase it.
Yeah.
Like we think UFC 5 will sell better than Fight Night Champion did, so we're gonna say it's the first one. Give it a little marketing boost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
But anyway, since I picked this game, you guys want me to get into it? Just start talking about it?
Yeah.
do it, bro.
Set the stage.
All right. So you play as a guy. I was gonna say as a character or a guy.
Now he plays a car named Tater.
You play as a car
Mater.
named
That's
Skeeter.
it.
Wait, what was that car? You play as a guy by the name of Andre Bishop. All right. You start the game. You're laying down. You're waking up from being knocked the fuck out off of a mat. And you quickly find out, we quickly find out that you are in some kind of prison boxing match against another inmate. I'll get it together. You just got to keep talking.
It's all right.
And then you knock the dude out. Everything's cool. No, wrong. Because you get your ass kicked in the showers by the same inmate and his boys.
Yeah.
We're led to believe are white supremacist types, I assume.
Yes. They don't have any of this. They have a bunch of tattoos, none of the popular ones, but they are.
And you apparently have no friends. So
No, your only friend is your boy Ace, who's playing the Mick role from Rocky as your trainer, I suppose.
Right.
So you survive this attack, but you're all fucked up. And then we immediately flash back 4 years ago, where you're this up-and-coming boxer. You're fighting this guy who is the 8-time amateur champion. His name's Joel Savan.
I thought he was
And-
9
I was
times.
going to say, my notes say 9 times.
Yeah.
Okay, 9-time. Who cares? I just love how they said in the game, like, this guy specifically didn't go pro so he could keep winning amateur championships. I'm like, what kind of fucking loser?
Yeah.
Never got signed. It's a bad attitude.
Maybe he's just such an asshole. No one wants to let him go pro. So he's
Yeah.
like, all right, I'll just keep winning amateurs till someone makes me. So the man doesn't belong in the amateur class, but he's staying there to win more. It's really cool. It's like that super senior thing. And then we get an intro. Oh, sorry. Your trainer there is a guy by the name of Gus Carisi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very much like Mickey in Rocky, like pretty similar
Same
type of
voice and
character.
everything.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
real close. It's pretty, yeah. I mean, yeah. So you get through this intro, you get to this big deal promoter guy by the name of D.L. McQueen.
He doesn't seem shady at all.
Dick Lips McQueen.
Does, like, what is it with the white scarf? Like, is that a thing from the 80s? Like, is that, do you know what I mean? How, like, the promoter, he has
Everybody
like
wants to be
like
Don King.
Yeah.
yeah, it's supposed to be a Don King type without the wild hair. But he has like an overcoat and like a white scarf. And I don't know. I think it was an 80s thing. But anyway, he rocks that. And he's promoting this other boxer by the name of Frost, who's like, he's an Ivan Drago type.
He was also
Dickhead.
an amateur when you were.
Yeah, you're kind of like coming through the ranks the same time as this Frost guy. You haven't fought him. The guy's managed by
Well, he's
D.L.
heavyweight.
He's
McQueen.
heavyweight and you're middleweight in the beginning.
Well, yes, but you're both coming up through the ranks.
Yeah,
You're both
yeah.
amateurs at this point. You're starting at the same time, kind of.
Right.
So he tries to recruit you, and you're like, no thanks. He brings his daughter Megan, who apparently you guys all have a relationship with he or Megan. It's not super clear exactly what it was,
I
but
thought it was a relationship between Gus and
And McQueen.
yeah.
Yeah, Gus doesn't like him. He's a shady character.
Gus does not like McQueen. We definitely see that there's some like tension here. They know each other. I'm sure there's a past between those two. But then at the same time, Megan's like, hey guys. And they're like, oh, hey, what's going on, Megan? Fuck you, McQueen.
Yeah. You should mention that Megan is voiced by Eliza Dushku, who may be the most representative person in all of our podcasts. Most
She is
voice.
in a lot of video games.
I know she was in Buffy. She was in Wet. What else was she in? I mean, there's a
Saints
bunch.
Row.
Oh, that's right. Saints
This.
Row.
It's got to be others. Well, maybe besides like Nolan North, but
We did a couple.
yeah.
Whatever.
So she's in this as the voice of Megan. And then, everyone likes Megan. She's fine. But anyway, Bishop eventually gets to the point where he goes pro after this amateur win. He wins a fight against some guy named Palmer and starts turning some heads. So people are starting to care about this new pro coming up named Andre Bishop. And then there was some kind of deal at the time with EA Sports and ESPN. And there was a really cool segment here where it's like ESPN Fight Night, the actual branded announcer on it,
Oh,
giving an
yeah.
update about Frost. And it was pretty sharp.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty neat.
It was.
And then Bishop just, you keep fighting. The game's fighting. During these boxing matches, sometimes things in the narrative happen which affect the fight. Like there's going to be a fight coming up where you break your hand and like you can't use your right for the rest of the fight.
Right.
Stuff like that. But you keep fighting. You screw up. You keep fighting. You fuck up this guy named Mike Walker and another guy named Wilfred Rosario, bunch of other dudes. And we get a cutscene where you meet your little brother Raymond, who is also training there. And he's a little bit behind you in his career. He's working his way up through amateurism, but he's in a different weight class. He's a heavyweight.
Yeah, but he's pretty good too.
He's good. He's like 4 or 5 inches taller than Andre, too. So it makes sense that he's in a different class. And we find out they were basically raised by Gus after their parents died. Gus was actually Andre and Raymond's father's trainer.
Right.
Yep.
Megan pops in to try and recruit you again, and they're like, no, thank you. Like, we like you and you're great, but your dad's kind of a dick and no thanks.
Right.
Keep fighting. Fight a guy named Keyshawn Hayes. And then again, McQueen shows up at the gym, runs into Bishop, and he's like, look, Andre Bishop, you're winning some fights. I'm going to be your promoter. And Bishop's like, no. Like, this is the 3rd time now where we're telling you no.
I'm with Gus.
Yeah. You work with my daughter or else.
You don't know who you're fucking with.
Yeah, we forgot to mention that, but
Yeah.
but this McQueen guy's daughter, Megan, who's showing up and also trying to recruit them, she's also got some fighters under her wing. She's kind of getting into the family business of fight management and promotion. But she has like her own set of fighters that she handles, and McQueen has his.
Yeah, but he's like trying to get him for her, which is weird.
Yeah, he's like, you should join up with my daughter. Like, I think it was part of like, I know you guys fucking hate me, but you guys like Megan. Why don't you join up with Megan? That's how he starts his courtship. But at this point, that he's been told no 3 times, he's pissed. He's like, you had no idea like, you've really screwed up. Fuck you. Like, you have no idea, blah, blah. And he leaves all huffy and puffy. Wonder if that's going to come back.
I don't know.
Maybe.
So then you have this big fight against a guy named Ricardo Alvarez. He's a top 15 middleweight. So this is a big deal.
Good stuff.
Then Bishop, you win, going 11-0 in your professional record. You are, this is the point in the story. This is like the high. Like, you're at the top of the game.
Well, don't forget, Gus is like, you got to knock him out because he paid off the guys. You're not going to win by decision.
Is that this one?
Oh, I thought that was.
I thought that was later.
Oh, maybe.
That was, I think, when you come back as a heavyweight.
Yeah.
I thought he did.
But it
in this
wouldn't
one,
surprise
too.
me if he's done it more than once. So maybe he did it here and I missed it.
He's real shady.
Yeah, because I
Real shady.
accused McQueen of fixing the bout, but whatever. Maybe that was the Alvarez fight.
Okay.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. Keep going.
Don't matter.
And then in the story here, big pivotal moment. Andre Bishop's training late at night. 2 mafia-looking goons show up.
Uh-oh. They
And
have
they're
guns?
like, hey, you made a mistake not signing with McQueen. We're going to show you what's up. And they start punching you. Then one dude pulls out a gun and, you're Andre Bishop. You're a professional boxer. So you fuck these guys up. But then they finally get on top of you. They both like cuff you and you're like, what the fuck? And they're like, oh, hey, we're cops. You just assaulted an
I
officer.
can't believe they didn't have any cameras in that shop.
It's small time. There's no McQueen money, dude.
Dude, this is 2011.
There's no McQueen money.
Buy a ring.
They have a ring. Oh.
The ring camera.
Yeah. I mean, they meant like squared circle.
No. I meant the camera.
Nice. And then we get back to where we started in the beginning of the game, right after you got your ass kicked in prison because you went to jail because these dirty cops framed you and it was your word against theirs and they're cops. So they're like, yeah, he did all this shit.
Bastards.
So you start like healing, getting back together. You start doing a bunch of sweet workout montages because we can't not have workout montages. That'd be ridiculous. And then you recover and Ace, your prison trainer, I don't know, like
He's your
ringman, is that what they
promoter?
call him? He's
sets
not
up
promoter.
fights.
Yeah, he does set up the fight.
He does set him up, but I think there's another term for that guy. I want to say like ringman, but I forget.
That sounds all right. Whatever. You know
We'll go
what
with
we're
that.
talking about.
Just call him Ace.
His Mick.
He's
from
your
Rocky.
He's your Gus on the inside.
He's your inside Gus, exactly. And he's like, hey, I got you another fight with these white supremacists. He doesn't say white supremacists. They don't want to put white supremacy in the game, but they're white supremacists, like we said. So he's like, look, I got you a rematch, but here's the catch. It's bare knuckle, and you keep fighting till someone collapses and basically
No
can't go
refs.
anymore. No refs. No rounds. You just keep punching. So it's MMA, right? Like that's just
We call
No, MMA has rounds.
that and
that's
kicking.
great. They do, and they have like, well, I guess you can't kick people, but
Yeah.
What's going to stop you?
This is schoolyard boxing.
Yeah.
yeah. And you do that, and you fuck them up. So eventually, a little bit of time passes, and your brother Raymond comes to visit you in prison, and he's like, hey, wanted you to hear this from me, but I signed with McQueen, and I ditched Gus because Gus couldn't get me anywhere. And it's like, oh, the money changed him type situation.
Yeah,
Dude, your brother's got to get.
he's wearing bling and shit.
He definitely needs to chill the fuck out here. Like, oh, my brother signed with somebody who's making money. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was
Gus,
supposed to be played like,
It's like, how could you betray Gus?
Yeah, Gus doesn't do shit.
yeah, like you betrayed Gus and you betrayed our family. I think it would have hit a lot more if we had any idea what the relationship was or what McQueen did to their father.
Yeah.
Because we have no idea. We just know that Gus hates him. That's
Well,
it.
you also know Gus sucks at his job because he never got his dad or his brother a title fight.
All right.
That's true. Oh, maybe they were. I don't know. I don't know what his father
Maybe
did.
weren't
They don't
good
talk
enough.
about his father.
Yeah.
Oh, that he was a boxer and he's out of the picture. He's dead.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous for him to be that upset about it. He like basically just owns him. He's like, get out of here. Whatever.
Like I agree with you. He's like, he just gets up and leaves. He doesn't want to talk to Raymond anymore.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I mean, ultimately Raymond has to do what's best for Raymond, but your character, Andre Bishop, saw this as a betrayal to Gus and the family.
Right.
Like that's just Yeah. So,
Well, dude, he's in jail. Prison.
I mean,
but
look, there's another part that comes later that's very confusing as well, like this. But yeah, we'll move past it for now.
Yeah,
But
okay.
so you flash forward like 4 or 5 more years. I think it was 4 more years. It might have been 5.
dude, that's a long time for assault.
So it's like 8 years.
And he
for
had
assault.
an unregistered weapon and shit. They planted a gun on him.
Yeah, but that's like unregistered weapon isn't a thing.
It is if he's in New York. Oh, no, he's in Philly. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. This doesn't have to take place in the real world.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think it's set in the real world.
It is because it is Philly.
You just talked about ESPN being in it.
Whatever.
I know, but I don't think an unregistered firearm's a real thing. Like if you scrape off a serial number, it's a problem.
Maybe that's what it is. But they just said, I don't know.
They
Maybe-
planted a gun on him and said he attacked cops.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, so he's finally out of prison, and Raymond got you a job as like an assistant trainer at the gym, and
Under
Bishop's
McQueen?
kind of like,
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Just checking.
yeah. I mean, he was basically like, look, he'll be an assistant trainer. Basically, he's like a little bit better than a janitor.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Andre Bishop, he's been like broken down. He's like, look, not a lot of people are hiring convicts or ex-cons,
Yeah.
so I should be grateful for this. Like, I got a job.
Right.
Yeah. But
It
Queen
could
gave
be
you a
lot
job
worse.
either way,
Yeah.
even though he put you in prison. But
Yeah. For real.
But see, okay, so here's the part that really confuses me. So McQueen shows up to the ring, obviously, because Raymond's one of his guys, and he shows up with Franco, who was one of the guys that framed you. And McQueen's like, "Hey, this guy, I know you've been in there for a while. He's retired now, and now he's working for me."
yeah.
He just wants to make sure you knew it was him.
yeah.
But here's the thing. The way they play this is like Andre or Raymond or anybody doesn't put it together that McQueen orchestrated the frame up. You know, like it's just this guy was the guy that framed you. Now he's working for McQueen. And like, shouldn't someone be like, wait a minute, that's the guy that fucking made up those charges and arrested me?
Well, he knew that.
Yeah. I mean, Andre knew that.
Andre knew that. I'm sure Raymond knew he would have arrested him. He probably would have told him at some point. But if this is the guy, okay, if you're working for McQueen, McQueen hires the cop that arrested your brother and framed him, and you're still like, yeah, McQueen's cool. That's the part that really confuses me.
Yeah.
Like, we're supposed to believe in this moment that Raymond and Bishop, or Raymond and Andre, have no idea. Like, they're not connecting the dots that McQueen had something to do with throwing you in prison.
Well, Raymond, I mean, Andre knows.
Well, yeah.
But they're playing it like he doesn't.
No, he's just not. What's he got to say? Because the cop even said something to him. It was
Yeah.
cocky. I don't remember what he said.
Yeah, something like, oh, I see you're out. You're on the straight and narrow now, or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that. Like fuck you.
But I don't know. I figured like through the fact that he immediately quit the force and worked for him, they would have put it together that,
I mean, it was
that's
8
weird.
years. It doesn't have to be immediately.
5.
Whatever.
It was 8 from when he got arrested,
Oh, okay.
4 from when he got his ass kicked in prison, and then another 4 till now. Any hoodles. A little bit of time passes. We're back at the gym later on, and Raymond is training with some guy by the name of Brooks, and he hits Raymond low, and Andre's like, hey, fucking easy, buddy. Like, you're sparring. You don't need to punch somebody in the dick. And Brooks just talks so much shit at Andre, which I think is kind of crazy because you're in a boxing gym, which I
Yeah.
guess you get the machismo is in there, but at the same time, it's like anyone in here could probably punch me real good.
And you did hit him in low. I mean, it's not like.
Yeah, he did. He did do that. So Brooks keeps talking shit. Brooks was apparently one of Megan's guys and keeps talking shit. And Andre's like, all right, let's fucking fight. So he gets in the ring. They start sparring a little bit, and you knock Brooks the fuck out.
Yeah, go Andre.
And this is someone who hasn't fought in 8 years. He beats the shit out of Brooks. So Megan comes up to him after, and he's like, look, I can't lose this job. I'm sorry. And she's like, no, Brooks is an asshole. Like, how about, we get you a job as a sparring partner? And Andre's like, oh, like, yeah, like it's a promotion. I get to like fight and spar and like help train. Yeah, definitely. So he starts doing that. He ends up sparring and fucking up 2 other guys that are both heavyweights. And that's when Megan's like, yo, you still got something in the tank. How about I get you a fight and we see like what happens here? And you're like, yeah, remember I fucking hate your dad and he's a prick and I don't want to do it. And she's like, yeah, I don't mess with him anymore. We're not connected
Except
anymore.
they use the same training facilities.
I know. I don't understand what that's all about. But maybe they didn't want to like model another ring, another gym.
Yeah.
And then she's like, we broke up over philosophical differences. So she's like, you want to be a fighter? You're like, yeah, I guess. And then out of nowhere, Gus just shows up. He's like, hey, I'm back out of retirement. Hey.
I wrote down Gus shows up. Get the fuck out of here.
He just comes back for you, buddy.
Yeah.
What is crazy is like, I don't want to be that guy. But when you're an older, Gus has to be like 70, right? At least.
Even
when
in
this
the
game
beginning, he's
starts.
got to be near his 80s now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like 70 to 80, that's a big drop off. And he still looks exactly the same. He's like, hey, let's do this.
Yeah, he trained your dad like 40 years ago.
Yeah, and he just won't die. God bless him. So you're now got a real trainer. You now got a fight. You're a heavyweight. You get through another training montage because we got to have those. And you go down to Mexico City. You fight a guy named Chavez. You fight a guy named Raul Castillo. You kick everyone's ass. And then we get another TV segment which has Frost on it. And at this point, after all this time has passed, Frost is the big time #1 guy in the heavyweight class.
Yeah, he has the title and he's never lost. He's at all KOs.
Yeah, he's apparently in this universe one of the best fighters that ever existed. And then you get back from Mexico after those fights, and Megan tells you that, hey, don't mean to be that, but I'm pretty sure my dad's the guy that set you up and sent you to prison.
Now let me shave you.
It's exactly what happened.
That is what happens. I don't know how they got to there, but you're like, anyway, get a haircut. But I thought it was interesting that Bishop's like, it doesn't matter. Like, what's done is done.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to like keep my head down and survive. Like, I don't.
Well, dude, he did 8
whatever.
years in prison. I'm pretty
Is it
sure he's
me?
over it.
Are these two kind of like meshing, like hooking up?
They got to add that into the game for some reason.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there's definitely some like they're vibing for sure. They were since the beginning of it when she was trying to recruit him.
Yeah.
But I did write in my notes here,
Which
like,
means like 8 years, you can't get over it and go somewhere else.
yeah, I guess
She's still single.
still single. None of my business. But
Nope.
I did write in my notes here, like after she tells you, I'm pretty sure my dad had you set up. I just have him bold, like, are we not supposed to know this? Like, is it supposed to be a surprise? And then
the
you
big
keep fighting
reveal.
boxers. Bishop this is where he breaks his hand and still wins a fight with just his left. Frost keeps getting asked questions about fighting the Bishops for some reason, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how that came up. He's like the best boxer in history, and they keep asking him about other stupid things.
Yeah, like, when are you going to fight Andre? And he's like, fucking, what? And he, rightfully, he's mad. He's a huge dick about it. But at the same time, he's like, how about we talk about my accomplishments and what I've done? Like, when are you going to fight Raymond Bishop? You're like, what the fuck? I mean, he's a complete asshole.
I just had my 30th straight KO, and you're asking me about some random dude.
Who's like, I guess in the boxing world in this universe, like, this is a real, like, feel-good story of this guy who was in prison coming back.
Yeah, there's only 3 good boxers in this universe.
I guess so. There's like a bunch of dudes that are pretty good and then 3 standouts. Anyway, Frost is doing a great job at being the heel. Like, great job at being a nightmare. And then Megan says, all right, we're getting some wins. McQueen has agreed to let you fight one of his guys, Kobe Nichols. So this is when we have during the fight, a low blow is called. You lose a point. I'm not going to go into like how boxing and points and decisions are done because I'm going to be honest, I don't know.
It's all ways for them to fix who wins.
I think it really is. But I guess each round, from what I understand, you fight 10 rounds. They're 3 minutes each. Normally 10 rounds, 3 minutes each. And each round you get scored on a point system by the judges between 1 and 10. So when you get a low blow, that automatically means you're down a point, which means the highest any judge can give you is a 9.
Yeah, some bullshit like that.
But it's usually like when you see the final scores and like winners, that's what they mean by decision. One person has more points than the other from the judges. It's always very close. It's like 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 1, 9, 10, 10, 10, 10, 1, 9. And it's always very close. So the low blow gets called. It wasn't a low blow. And then this is where you realize that the ref is in McQueen's pocket. And then Gus is like, you got to knock out Kobe. Like, there's no other way to win this. You're not going to win by decision. Ref's going to keep calling ticky-tack bullshit. The only way you can win is by knocking him out. So you do that. You kick his ass, you knock him out. And then for some reason, I don't understand how we get to this section, but you now have a meeting with McQueen, with Andre and Raymond and Megan's
I
there.
assume Raymond wanted this because
I guess.
McQueen kind of mentions it. He's like, this wasn't my idea.
Yeah.
And then he's also, but why does Andre go to the meeting, I guess is my question. Is it because Raymond asked him maybe?
Maybe.
Because it's a chance to fight another top tenor.
Yeah.
But I get like Raymond's like, yo, I need this. Like, I don't know if he like lost previously or his career wasn't as like it wasn't
I
as
think
high
it's
of a trajectory.
just a way to build a hype and then have the winner of this go against the champion.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of like professional wrestling.
He does, yeah. Raymond wants to fight Isaac just as much as Andre.
And they figure, since they're both good, the winner of this should have enough credentials.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my question. I don't exactly know how boxing works as far as
You punch people.
Obviously.
well, yes, but like, so if you have the title, you won it because you beat the last guy that had the title, or they're like playoffs, and
No.
it
No.
reaches to
If it's forfeited.
I
they
think
do
that,
it.
if something special happens then, but
Yeah.
it's not like the World Series
No.
where it starts over.
right. But basically, does that mean that if you're in a title fight, you beat the guy, you now have the title. So do you just get to choose who you fight for the title, and you have to fight like the best boxers around?
I
Or
think you have to defend it so many times in a certain time
Yeah.
frame.
But yeah, you do, I think you do get a choice, but it is.
But you're not going to go against scrubs.
Yeah.
right, of course, because like everyone's going to be coming for you. You're going to fight the best if you're
And in
holding the title.
In real boxing, there's like thousands of different, not thousands, but different kinds of organizations. So you can have the heavyweight title from one
Yeah.
and not have it for another. But
Oh yeah, it's not like the NFL where there's one governing body.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
tons.
You never watched wrestling as a kid?
yeah, dude.
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
I just the part like what happens too if like you have the title, like is there X number of fights where you're just like the world champ and you don't ever have to defend the title and you can like retire, or do you just keep fucking fighting until you lose?
Well, you can retire, but then the title's up for grabs, and then they do like probably
Probably a round robin, double blind elimination sack race.
something like that.
On consecutive Sundays.
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably King of the Ring.
No, probably. That'd be crazy in boxing.
It's a ladder match. It's a ladder match in boxing.
TLC, tables, ladders, and chairs. Yeah.
in a cage. Hell in the cell.
It's 12 dudes in an 8x10 cell.
You got it.
The bunk's also in there,
You've
so it gets
seen
weird.
wrestling.
You're right.
Where were we?
Any hoodles. So it's time for the fight. It's time for the fight that they have called the sibling rivalry.
Bishop takes Bishop.
Bishop versus Bishop. It's like the Rumble in the Jungle, but they're calling it the sibling rivalry. You're fighting your
It's not even
brother.
a rivalry. It's like whatever.
I know. I don't.
Yeah. They need to call it something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I also forgot to mention this, that I don't think I did. You were a middleweight. You went to prison. You got out of prison. Now you're a heavyweight.
Yeah, you got
we
jacked,
talked about
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's been brought up.
In case I wasn't clear, now that's why you're fighting your brother who's in a different weight class. But you're in the fight.
No,
Bishop
first off, before the fight thing,
with it. Jesus.
I'm trying.
your brother was like, I don't want to be the big baby, but when he goes in the fight, his shorts say big baby.
Well, yeah. Well, he didn't want to be, but that's his name. He's
But it's
really,
still funny to me. Like, he
kinda-
didn't have to put it on his shorts.
True.
That's true. I guess like people kept calling him Big Baby, and he just, I guess, embraced the nickname.
Yeah.
Being like, I'm taking ownership of this now.
Yeah.
He should have been King Baby. I think King Baby's better. But anyway,
Boss baby.
Clown baby.
Clown Baby. Now we're talking. So, if I may,
I guess until I think of something.
the fight starts. You go at it. Bishop. Andre gets hit in the head. He's dazed. He's like a little out of it. Definitely some CTE going on. And then I think, and you guys clear this up for me, but I think at this point he kind of just loses on purpose.
I put Andre throws the fight so his brother can have the shot.
Yeah. According
Yeah.
to the wiki, he didn't get up for the 10 count. He
It
just
looked
let
like he
him have
could,
it.
but he didn't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, "Well, I'm fucking dazed. Like it's no one's gonna question this.
Yeah.
Whatever." And he gave it to his brother.
So your brother
So-
has the title shot.
Now your brother's got the title shot. It's gonna be Frost versus Big Baby. And I thought it was really interesting because in this point in the game, you now fight as Frost.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
As Frost, you beat the shit out of Raymond.
It's not even close. It's one of the worst. But like, I've seen Mike Tyson fight last longer than this.
Yeah, like that 42-second McNeely fight he had when he got out of prison,
Yeah,
which I don't know where I pulled that from, but
but yeah, Frost destroys him in like the first round.
Yeah, he's
sends him to the fucking hospital. And I also, okay, so my question here is, I know they got to go for the title fight, like Frost needs people to fight, but why would McQueen let one of his fighters, like, is that a common thing where McQueen owns 2 different fighters and they fight for the title?
Dude, I don't know if it's common, but
if you have a lot of high up fight boxers, I guess.
it's
And I
not
guess, like-
professional wrestling where the 4 horsemen won't fight each other for the championship. Sorry for keep bringing in the wrestling analogy.
That's all I
here.
know.
Well, I mean, wrestling and its structure is loosely based on how boxing works.
Right.
Boxing's
Loosely.
better at fixing their matches.
Boom.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, McQueen lets it happen. And then I don't know. My question was basically like, why did McQueen let this happen, get one of his fighters disabled, sent to the hospital? Was it just to get back at Andre? Be like, see, I fucking own you.
No, I don't think I didn't get that at all. I figured Raymond just wanted the title fight.
Or was it just to make like money and he didn't give a shit about Raymond at all?
Raymond wanted the title fight. He had earned it. He had his chance, and then he got fucked up. It's
Yeah.
not like Isaac Frost was trying to hurt him. I mean, it's boxing, so you're trying to hurt them, but
Well, am I reading into this too much where I
Yeah,
think
so.
he's trying to get back at Andre through Raymond? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think so.
He already got back at Andre. Andre spent 8 years in jail.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So we'll move on.
To the most ridiculous part of this story.
Yeah, so Megan goes to her dad and she's like, all right, well, you saw what happened with Raymond fighting Frost. It's time for Andre to go against Frost. And he's like, fuck no. Like, absolutely
Yeah.
not.
How does she think that's going to work?
He just lost to Raymond.
Yeah.
Why would you think he would be next in line for the title?
Yeah, he would have to take down a couple more fighters before he even
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
got, especially if someone's like coming up and is like 20-0, 30-0.
Yeah.
Like, it's their turn in line. So they either got to go through Raymond or I guess Andre at this point. If that fight was for whatever. I'm not going to get in the box.
Yeah.
I don't understand how this works. Look, she wants to fight. McQueen says no. So she's like, okay, cool. So she sets her phone to record, leaves it in the room.
He can obviously see this is happening.
I know, right?
Yeah, like I don't know how he didn't see how this was happening. Like she clearly like had her phone, hit a button and put it down and then left the room.
And one of the worst it's like a Jedi mind trick here coming up.
Yeah, because she had her suspicions that McQueen framed Andre. On the way out, she sees Franco, that retired cop that's now his security, come in. And she's like, hey, yo, my dad's going to throw you under the fucking bus for that frame job you did for Bishop later. And she leaves.
Yeah.
Lets him sit with that. So he walks into the room, Franco does, and goes, dude, what the fuck? You're gonna throw me under the bus for that frame job? Like, this was all you. You planned this. You told me to do this. And he's like, dude, McQueen's like, what are you talking about? Like, she doesn't know shit. Like, there's no way she knows anything. She walks back in the room like, hey, I forgot my phone. Oh, yeah, by the way, I recorded all this. And she played it back. And she's like, so the fight's happening, right? And McQueen's like, fuck.
It'd be funny if she came back in, she replays it, and it's like none of it's there. She's like,
I hit the wrong button. I do that all the time. But to think that the conversation that they had, I watched the video. I don't think they said anything that actually implicated themselves in doing anything. He's like, you're going to throw me under the bus? He's like, no, I'm not. And she's like, oh, I got it all on tape.
Oh, you mean like you don't think that's a good enough confession that he threw him under?
That would never stand up in court. What? It's an illegally recorded thing. It's but
not in all states. I don't know where they are now.
Yeah,
well, it's
states
going to be
are
in all states because
different.
she's not a party in either of those conversations. She's just randomly recording some other guy's office.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So it's not like 2-party consent
Yeah,
or single
or
party
one-party
consent.
even.
It's 0-party consent.
Yeah, it's like a bug she planted in his office. Not to mention that I don't think they say anything that would even remotely prove that they
I
did
think
it.
she works for the FBI.
Maybe. You think?
She's undercover.
Undercover as a boxing promoter.
Undercover as his daughter.
Nice. That's the long game, man. Let me tell you what. The FBI got to her when she was a baby.
I saw a Star Trek where they did that and they like plastic surgery the one girl into looking like it.
All right, we're almost done. Let's
Yeah, let's go.
okay,
finish
we'll
this
power
shit.
through it here.
Jesus Christ.
So it's go time now. It's Frost versus Andre Bishop at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. The plan with Gus is like, hey, this Frost guy's a goddamn animal. You need to go like 3 rounds, tire him out. Don't let him get in any good shots. He's going to get frustrated. He's going to start making mistakes, but you got to survive.
I don't
like
know
the first
how
3.
Gus gets this info.
I don't
He
either.
watches film.
Especially,
Yeah, but the guy knocks everybody out.
But he sees him getting tired in the 3rd round. Sometimes.
anyway, the fight goes on. It's a big dramatic moment. And long story short, obviously you beat the shit out of Frost. And I thought it was a really cool, nice cut back to Ace in prison, watching the fight with the 2 white supremacists.
Did you guys
Oh,
are going
yeah.
to beat the shit out of Ace because Ace has got to be like 70 also.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
They might have a little respect for him or something, though.
Maybe, but like Ace is jumping up. He's like, yeah, you guys owe me money now. And they're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
But it was a nice shout out back to Ace. It sucks he's still in prison, but
Yeah, right. God knows what he did.
Yeah, dude. He was there before him, and he's still in
like, oh, I killed 90 elderly people. Like, Jesus, Ace.
Yeah.
That's like 4 years.
Should be.
So, big moment. Everybody's celebrating. And then Franco immediately gets arrested here because we assume the tape got to the cops.
Not just arrested, FBI take him.
Yeah. I don't know how the FBI gets jurisdiction here either.
I don't know.
I mean, was this the only thing I can think about? And I am pulling from the ether here. They didn't say anything about this, but was there already like an investigation going on about McQueen?
No, she had airtight recording of them saying stuff.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of snitchy when you're like, hey, the fight's happening. I have this blackmail, right? And they're like, fuck, okay. They give you what you want. And they're like, wait, and you still turned us in?
Yeah, it's very snitchy.
But she says that, and then she's like, I didn't turn you in. Andre did.
Still.
Still.
Boom.
And then anyway,
Well, fuck DL.
well, yeah, fuck DL. I'm not saying not fuck DL, but it's a little snitchy. Anyway, the game ends immediately right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a great ending. Loved it.
Yeah, you end with the big fight. That's it.
I can't wait for Fight Night Champion 2.
That's it. That's the game. We did it. We got through it. We're awesome.
It was a
I don't know
fucking
what else is
long
going
one. I don't know how you did that.
Well, we should have stopped interrupting him, but
Yeah, true.
there's just things that bothered me.
That's okay. Well, that's we talk through them to get a good score. It's what we have to do. That's the process. Some games take longer than others.
Right, fair.
But let's roll through it. Let's get some final scores here. And we're going to start with, I don't know, Dr. Syintist.
All right.
So, did watching this video make you want to be a champion of Fight Night? Did the story work for you, or was it a little bit light? And what score out of 27 stars you think you'd pick with all your might?
That's not bad.
I've had way worse.
Yeah,
At least
like-
that rhymed and made sense.
How many out of 27 stars do you see tonight?
Oh, goddamn, that was good.
You just wax poetic more than you do.
I just kind of got through, like, I shot for mid tier there.
Yeah, you
and I
got
think
it.
I
You nailed it then. Good job.
Would I play it? Probably not. Did the story work for me? I mean, it wasn't the general idea. Some of the execution is terrible. Like the framing to get the fight. That was completely, I don't know. It's just ridiculous.
Fair.
The fact that, well, I mean, the frame job itself was ridiculous. Not saying it doesn't happen, but come on. It's just, then he gets his hand broken in prison, comes back, does all the training montages. He fights his way back up. Now he's champion. We got to wait for the next one when he fights Frost again. I also don't know how Frost fucked his brother up so bad.
Like, really, it just looked like a normal boxing match.
Yeah. It didn't even look like his brother was trying, but then you were losing to your brother before you took the fall. Like,
Yeah,
You took one in the temple and you were dazed.
like,
Yeah, you got your bell wrong.
I guess it's just like, whatever.
Well, we'll say it again. We don't know much about boxing.
Yeah. I guess it's supposed to be like, oh, you're doing this for a reason. And Frost, I don't know. Some parts were just unbelievably
Now,
out
Frost
there.
could always hospitalize people. He just chose to that time.
No, I mean, we all obviously that wasn't meant to happen, but I don't think Frost cares. But I guess that makes him a good boxer. It could have been better. I wish it was better. But I'll give it. I mean, it's not terrible. I'll give it 4 stars.
Okay. That's
It's probably the best sports game we've done.
It's respectable. Yeah, we haven't done many.
I mean, it's definitely better than the Madden one we did. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Has to be.
I don't even know if we did.
We did
another
that
sports
4 years ago.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Seems like last week.
Just got out of my mind, and you brought it right back.
I still can picture him singing with his guitar.
I still have dreams about it sometimes.
Madden Long Shot Homecoming. I think there's a Madden Long Shot Homecoming 2.
Uh-oh.
Are we going to see it?
Keep your
Spooky
fingers
season.
Spooky season.
Yeah, the 4 stars. That's what I
Game's
give it.
so bad, it's fucking terrifying. But there you go. 4 stars from Dr. Syintist. How about you there, Sir Chump Slap? Did watching this video make you want to be a Fight Night champion? Did the story work for you, or do you think you're not a good enough champion?
Oh,
Beautiful.
And what score
would you give
Out
this
of
champion?
27 stars would you get for this from Father Campion?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Was it too good? You can say.
I thought it was spot on.
It was definitely an extreme.
It was scotch-worthy. But
Thank you.
no, I wouldn't play it. I'm not a big boxing fan, boxing game fan, boxing fan, any of the whatever, boxing movie fan. So no. Did the story work for me? I mean, yeah. It was a story. Had me
It was a
intrigued
story.
when he was in jail, and you're like, how did he get in jail? And then he goes out, and you're like, okay, well, I didn't see that coming. I didn't think he was going to be set up.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes out, and but the whole boxing thing with his brother beats him. That was his first loss.
Mm-hmm.
As a heavyweight, yeah.
Yeah, and then somehow he gets to fight the fucking champion again. And then the champion's not really nice about it. He like says something like, how's your brother? And then he spits on his glove before they touch gloves. I don't know.
It was very nice of him to ask about his brother.
Yeah, but the spitting on gloves thing, come on, man.
Is that something they don't do in boxing?
I'm pretty sure it's frowned upon if it's not.
I mean, it's boxing. There's a lot of fluids going around, but I suppose you don't need to make more, especially when that glove's going to be hitting his face.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like that part, but it was all right. So, out of 27 stars, how many stars does this get? I'm going to be a little more generous than Syintist, and I'm going to give it 5.
It's just
Okay.
the whole blackmail part just rubbed me wrong.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it before, but yeah, it's pretty lame. Well, she was a pretty lame character
Yeah,
the whole time, but
Yeah, she was mostly just there as like, I don't want to say just as a romantic lead. I mean, she had a part in the story, but she was just like, all her stuff was behind the scenes. Like, I got you a fight. Now you have a fight.
yeah. Would have been
pretty much
more
it.
interesting to see how she got the fucking fight, you know. But yeah, that's why I give it a 5.
All right, great. Well, it's my turn now. So do you have any questions for me, Sir Chump Slap?
Sure, let me think of something quick.
Okay.
Did watching this video make you want to throw down some fisticuffs?
Okay.
Was the story pretty good, or could it have used more fisticuffs?
Yep.
I thought I had this rhyme in my head, but it didn't come. And out of 27 stories, how many? 27 stars. How many would you give this Fight Night champion to that's tough.
Thanks for asking. Did watching this video make me want to play it? I mean, not really play this specifically, but it kind of made me want to play a boxing game, maybe a little. I mean, I remember playing Fight Night, the first one, and that was fun. And I was like, man, I haven't played a boxing game forever. So maybe. But
Play VR.
yeah, they have that one. They have Creed Rise to Glory, which I think I own and never played.
I hear it's a fucking workout.
Awesome. I could use a couple LBs. So
Low blows?
Yes.
pounds. I could lose a couple pounds. It wouldn't hurt, you know? So anyway, did the story work for me? I mean, I think it was fine. I think it was cliche. I found myself rooting for Andre and rooting against Frost, but that was pretty much it. Like, Gus was fine. Megan was kind of cool, whatever, but McQueen was the villain. Like, it was so cliche and it was so paint by numbers and everyone was clearly the villain or the good guy. Villains were cartoonishly evil. Good guys are oppressed. It's nothing we haven't seen before in any kind of boxing movie. I mean, it's Rocky. It's kind of like Rocky, except he goes to prison.
And he wins.
And he wins.
Fair.
So what score would I give it? I'm going to be nicer. I think, like, it wasn't anything special. But I don't think it was bad. It was just kind of boring.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a lot more fun to play and kind of have this story kind of stringing these fights along. Like, it'd be enough to be like, oh, okay, well, now I get to fight. Let's see what happens. But just as a standalone story, it's really nothing special. It's certainly not the worst we've ever seen. I was a little bit more generous and I went with a 7.
Okay.
All right, what is that overall?
Overall, that
16.
gives us a final score of 16.
It's not terrible.
No, it's got to be top 5 of the season.
Well, we gave 15 to the 11th hour a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, back in July. We gave a 16 to Fear 3,
I remember both of those.
and then we gave a 17 to Atlantis, The Lost Tales.
I don't remember all of those.
Huh?
It was right in there.
Yeah, right around there.
Perfect.
System's perfect. So,
Makes total sense.
absolutely. So, I guess, if we got nothing else to say about this, we can go ahead and move into our favorite segment of every week, which is Dr. Syintist Radical Pokemon Lock of the Week.
Ding, ding.
It's got the Pokemon in one side. Let's see what he says. Boners.
All right. Every week, we ask Dr. Syintist for 1% guaranteed amazing Pokemon Lock of the Week, and he's never let us down. This week, Dr. Syintist, what do you got for us?
Well, I'm just going to do the best steel type Pokemon.
Steel.
Yeah, basically
Steel
they're
type.
Pokemon made out of metal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're incredibly defensive powerhouses. Weak to only a couple of things. But I'm going to go with coolest steel type Pokemon, Lucario.
Lucario.
L-U-C.
He's one of my top 10. I'd say.
A-R-I-O. He's pretty cool. He's like a steel dog type Pokemon. His
Well,
fighting fits in with the theme of today.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
At a whopping 311.
Yep. But he'd kick your ass, Poppascotch.
Damn, 311 and 119. That's a dense thing. It'd be like kicking a bowling ball.
It's made out of steel.
Yeah, you're right. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Of course it is.
Of course. Yeah. A mega stone of Lucarianite.
Yeah, that would make this the Mega Lucario, which he can become, yeah.
And he gets 4 inches of height there. He goes up to 4'3" and 126.8 pounds.
I'd like to see you box a 4'3" and 126.
I don't even know how you could. Like, I'd have to worry about low blows unless they're like jumping in the air and getting in my level and punching me in the face, which they probably could.
Probably.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to mess with that little dude.
No.
Yeah,
Absolutely
I
not.
mean, steel type Pokemon's kind of suck anyway, but he's cool.
Okay.
He's got
You
a
think
spike
maybe
on his chest.
Yeah.
why don't you give us a little taste? Do you think maybe he might make the team in the end of the year?
Oh man, I haven't even thought about that in like 4 months.
Oh,
Probably not.
all right.
Everyone's going to be waiting. Everyone's going to be waiting for that team.
I'm hoping
you
everybody
throw out there.
forgets.
Well, no, we're not gonna.
Okay, well, there you go. Pokemon Lock of the Week, Lucario. Lucario.
Any way you want to say it, bro.
Lucario.
All right.
Except for that way.
That'll take us right into our favorite segment of every week, which is Sir Chump Slaps this or that.
Is it this or that? I don't know.
Get
what
family
it
the
is.
fuck out of here.
I heard Bentley.
Boner.
All right. So every week we ask Sir Chump Slap here. We give him a this or that. We give him a bunch of prompts. We give him 7 prompts, and he has to decide if it's one thing or another thing. So this week, I'm going to have to throw a 3-prong one at you. You're going to have to tell us if the room I give you, the name of the room, is from the White House,
Okay.
Clue,
All right.
the board game Clue, or both.
Ooh.
Oh, that's how they get you most of the time.
Yeah, good. I'll probably fail this one pretty hard, guys. I
See,
know my
you've said that
Clue.
before and got like 6s.
Well, I know Clue a little bit.
You don't know any of the rooms of the White House?
The Oval Office.
There you go. That's one.
Lincoln's bedroom, the basement,
There's a
Well,
bowling
let's
alley.
stop helping him out.
the Alamo.
The Alamo, there's this famous room. That's actually what they call the screening room. So,
All right.
anyway, are you ready, Sir Chump Slap,
White House Clue.
for the White House, Clue, or both room?
Fucking let's do it.
All right, here we go. Room number 1, the library,
Both.
the conservatory,
Clue.
the map room,
White House.
the game room,
White House.
the study,
Clue.
the ballroom,
Clue. Both.
the lounge.
White House?
Need an answer.
White House.
Okay.
I
Now,
think there's a lounge and Clue.
I don't know.
I think
I think there is.
my answers are backwards again because some of this doesn't make sense.
Oh. Or which version of Clue are they playing?
They're all Clue.
I don't know.
I'm
if they- I
guessing
don't know if
the
there's different
original one. Yeah, this can't be correct. All right, give me a second here. I'm going to go ahead and tally up these answers to the actual correct answers.
Stop. Gonna get sued.
I'm off key.
No, you're right on.
Oh,
A lot of talent going on this time.
yeah.
Well, I got to look up both these rooms here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and say that you got I don't know, 6 out of 7? 5 out of 7?
Which one did you get wrong? Yeah, I'll take it.
So I think these answers were incorrect. The first room, the library, is in both, and you said both. That is a guaranteed W. So you got one right.
All right.
Conservatory, you said it was Clue.
Yeah.
My answer said it was the White House, but there's absolutely
definitely
a
Clue.
conservatory in
Yeah.
Clue.
Yeah.
So you're going to get a W there. The map room, you said, my answer says Clue.
There's no map
It's
room
not
in
on the Clue board.
No, it's not.
So it's got to be the White House.
Yeah.
Are you supposed to say the one it's not in?
I get maybe. Either way, we'll figure this out. We're almost done. So the fourth one, the game room, you said the White House. This thing says Clue. It is not in Clue.
No,
So
billiard room.
Yeah.
you got that correct. And then 5 for the study, you said Clue, which is correct.
It's not both.
No,
I don't think you said both.
No, I said Clue. Yeah, I know.
you said both for either the ballroom or the lounge.
Ballroom. I said.
yeah.
Okay, so that one was incorrect. And then the last one, the lounge, you also got. Okay, you got 5 out of 7.
Okay.
We think.
We're pretty sure. We're pretty sure.
We have to
We're
go back and
solid with
check the
5 out
tape.
of 7. Might have to go back and check the tape. That was a little sloppy, but it's all right. We got there. We got there.
Unless you know for a fact there's a lounge in the White House.
There's gotta be.
Well, then it's both.
A
Because
foyer.
who knows? Whatever. I'll take a 5. That's better than I thought I'd do.
There you go. That's the spirit.
I love robot. Poppascotch.
We got 5. That works for me. I'm fine with that. let's say someone had a huge email. They actually were the person who made the game Clue, and they want to tell you about all the rooms and all the versions and why you were incorrect or why you were correct. Where would they send that email to, Sir Chump Slap?
I'll send it to plottytime@gmail.com, and I'd like to shake your hand, Mr. Parker brother.
And if they wanted to get to us faster on all those weird social things, where would they do that, Dr. Scientist?
At Plottytime on Instagram and the threads. And we have a subreddit for Plottytime. Plotheads. I don't know what the fuck to call them.
Plotheads, yeah.
Plotheads works. Go there. You can also go to YouTube, like, subscribe there. It really helps us out. You can go to our merch store at plottytime.com, which redirects you to eBay. And then that's where you buy stuff. I swear that's where you buy stuff. It's fine.
Yeah, I just asked. Someone bought a Durf shirt.
Yeah.
Anyway, shout outs to Blaine JJ, Drago the Sloggo, and then we're going to shout out Gamers Little Playground, I Am Panex, and Luis Guzman. More importantly than all that, don't trust Dr. Scientist, and we'll talk to you next time. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.